welcome back. It is my Legally Blind Journal, number 19. And just got back from a business trip. So got quite a few things to chit chat about. So kind of jump right in. The First and foremost, I kind of talk through some of the pictures and then some of the extra stuff. Walked through TSA on my own, which was different than using a porter, and there's nothing terrible for that, but definitely good reasons for using the porter. Some real positives on that. Got some blue ducks to talk about, and also some of the questions that I got asked from a bunch of coworkers, and just kind of the standard answers in that. And then at the end of this month, we've rescheduled, so all the technology that's supposed to be coming to help, I'll be able to start showcasing that and talking that through, hopefully by November's videos. So kind of jumping right in then. So talking through the pictures like I've kind of gotten to where I like to do. Looking up in the upper left up there, the concrete pad got poured out at the land we're working on. Eventually we're going to build out there. This is for a barn. That be pretty cool. Pretty excited that got in, and I was able to chop down the trees in the back there with the axe, like I talked about in the last episode. Slow and steady with it, and got it done, which was pretty cool. And then on the right there is just being able to sit there and just listening to nature, and seeing the colors change as the sun went down. It's really cool. I'm super excited for that build project as it progresses. It's going to take us a couple of years, but I'm really excited for that. We're going to end up building a property out there, I believe, that is going to be set up for my visual acuity issues, and be really nice. As for my vision, my vision, thank the Lord, again, has not changed. Again, it's stayed steady, I guess, for, 11, 12 weeks now. I've lost count. So I'm super happy about that. I'm not hanging my hat on that. I'm proceeding with the Braille and with all the things that I'm doing, under the understanding that that level of vision, it can change at any time, or it can stay the same. So I'm going to assume for the worst, hope for the best, and keep training myself so that I can continue to contribute to my employer and to my personal life, without missing too much of a beat, regardless of what my eyes decide they want to do. So continuing to just progress with that, but also extremely really happy and blessed that to report that we're staying around that 15 inches plus or minus of visual acuity, depending on how tired they are, how much I pushed them that day. And then making some changes and modifications where needed to help. So in the bottom left hand corner there, I was struggling with our dog water bowl, knowing when the water was low, because water's clear. The dog water bowl that we had wasn't. It was opaque, and it was just there. I couldn't see it, so I was like bumping it, kicking it, trying to figure out if it needed water. And so got the idea of this dog water bowl. Got a clear one, and clear water, clear dog water bowl, still not enough. But I got these food grade ducks, so don't worry, they're not hurting the dogs. Got food grade little ducks, and I don't know if you can tell down there, but I've got him floating in the water. I set one on top to get a better picture, but that's basically what it is. So he's inside of there, he's floating, and so I can see the blue of the duck. And if he's sitting closer to the floor, time to put some water in. If he's sitting up higher, they're good. And I think I'm going to add one of these to my coffee decanter because it's working really, really well. From a pretty decent little distance, I can tell where kind of where that blue is. Depth perception is a bit of a challenge for me, but there's I don't know if you can see it, but there's a baseboard that's a different color from the wall. And of course, the floor is a different color from the wall. So I know when that blue duck is getting closer to that color change that they're getting low. So pretty cool. I thought it was a good way to do it. Seems to be working really, really well. So I think I'm going to drop it in the Keurig's water container because, again, the same principles really. I know when that one's low because it stops running. And it'd be nice to know that I'm getting close. So thinking about doing that. And then in the bottom there, center, I'll just say if you have any visual acuity issues, this is the first year I've ever taken advantage of any of these, but the Delta lounges, the Centurion lounges with the Amex cards, depending on which one you get, they're fantastic. I had about a 7-hour time period at a airport, and being able to sit in the lounge and eat, drink, and be merry, if you will. I mean, it's still an airport. You'd still rather be home, but it makes it so much better than just sitting in those hard chairs by the gate or giving up and laying down on that dirty floor out there. These things are really a must, and been a real game changer for my business travel. So yeah, I would highly encourage taking a look at, if you travel, take a look at the different Amex cards and what they do. It's been a fabulous thing for me. I've really, really been happy about it. So that's been that part. Jumping on into more specifics around this kind of trip and different things and kind of where things are. My biggest thing, I guess, would be is, since I can't drive, that just the one thing I do fight is that feeling of being trapped, that frustration of because I'm always a go, always have been, and I'm trying to be to find my zen, to slow things down, and I can and I do to a point, but this morning I'd love to be out working the land, trying to get it ready for us. We got a lot of work that needs to be done. And really don't have the money to pay somebody to do it, and I enjoy doing it. But my spouse has to work, and that does come first. Absolutely, I'm not saying it shouldn't. And I looked into Lyft and Uber, and those things are $60 to $80 for me to go, literally, 20 minutes up the road. I can't do that. So, I just have to be patient and wait. And that's probably one of my bigger sources of frustration, that if I want to go into town, I'm off today. If I want to go into town and take a look at different equipment and go to different stores and talk to some people about some things, really can't. And can't's a big word. I mean, you can grab a lift, but it's cost inhibitive. I mean, you can't spend friggin' $60 to $80 to get there, 60, 80 bucks to get back, or be stuck there for hours on end waiting on somebody to come get you. So that's probably my biggest frustration point, that I just have to keep. It's not a matter of get my head around and past. It's a matter of continuously reminding myself and just being okay with it. That's a tough one. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is what it is. In the grand scheme of things, if that's my biggest complaint, I think I'm pretty blessed. And, suck it up, Buttercup. Jumping over to some of the travel stuff and whatnot, probably one of the biggest things I'll say is my team members at my company, a lot of them had not seen me since this, and a lot of great support, which was awesome. I will say I heard on more than one occasion from more than one person, I did not know you were blind, and how do you do what you do? Because I do some things for them and analytics and reportings and things like that, and they're like, I don't know how you do it, and so quickly, and that was cool. It made me feel good, that it I'm able to perform at a level that they don't even realize that I have this disability. So that was cool. That was actually, I felt like a pretty nice compliment, and I'm not like sitting here saying, look at me. Definitely not doing that, but I just thought it was really, really cool. Made me feel good that I wasn't, that they hadn't noticed any change, in fact. So, and that if I hadn't been standing there, with my cane in front of them, they probably still wouldn't know, at work, because we don't see each other in person. So that was pretty neat. In the airport deal, the ticket counter agent wasn't the same one on my departure airport as the last couple of times, and that's fine. But it had been, and the guy, I know his voice. I definitely gotten to know me. So, at any rate, the funny part was I got all the way to my gate, and he was my gate agent. And he actually made a point to come over and say hi. I'm normally up at the ticket counter when you come in, and I thought that was really, really cool. And he goes, yeah, I always know you by your shirts, and know that's who you are, because I always wear those travel shirts that make people feel more comfortable. So I thought that was really, really, really cool. Delta's got some good people there. They really do. I did, I will say I did in Palm Beach Airport. That was an interesting one. They, in Palm Beach Airport, my plane was departing from Concourse, I think it was C, I want to say. So the porter took me through TSA and all that, and I got down there, but I was literally like 7 hours before my flight, because I had to check out of the hotel, so I had to go somewhere. So at any rate, there was a decent lounge on that concourse, but there was a nicer one on concourse A and B. So I was like, well, I got this much time, I'm going to go to that. So weird though at this airport. You had to exit TSA, go walk down a ways, go through a different TSA screening to get to the other concourse. And then when I was all done after sitting there for, 6 hours plus, I had to exit TSA, go down, and go back through a TSA screening to get back onto my concourse. Most airports, you go through TSA screening once, you go to whatever concourse you're in. So that was interesting. So the porter took me to the original one. That was fine. And then, it's the hardest part is for me to get there. I'm memorizing as I'm going different colors and different build openings and things. I can't necessarily always see the signs, but the brands are awesome. Everybody's got a brand, and you can tell Starbucks without being able to read Starbucks. You can, there's a whole bunch of these things. So anyway, I made my way over, went to go through TSA on my own without a porter to go over to the other lounge. And one was offered. I will say that the airport staff were really cool. As I was walking through, they were offering. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna do this one on my own. So getting through it without the porter, that was a little bit trickier. So I will say I do appreciate the porter system a lot. Can I do it? Yes. Was it trickier? Was it harder? Abso-flippin-lutely. So, at that end, I will say that definitely worth doing those, setting those up if you're not. If you have any visual acuity problem, man, don't be ashamed. Just do it, use it, and trust me, you will be glad you did. In fact, on the way back to the original, where my plane was going to be departing out of, I was walking through the airport, and there was a couple of people standing around, and hey, where are you going? Where are you going? Um, and I was like, oh, I'm just going back over here. I mean, I can do it. And the guy goes, I'm not saying you can't do it, but won't it be easier if I'm with you? And I said, well, honestly, yes. And off we went, which I thought was really, really cool. They didn't have to do that, but I'm glad they did because, if I had to give it a difficulty level going through and doing all the TSA junk, with Porter, without, with 10 being the most difficult, 1 being a breeze. With the Porter system, I tell you, it's a 1 or a 2, depending on which one you get. Without, it's probably a 5 or 6, maybe a 7, depending. So, definitely easier, definitely faster. They help make sure you don't miss anything. Sometimes things fall out of the little bins when they're scanning them and stuff like that. So, it's definitely worth utilizing. That said, when I got into, when I got into Atlanta, that was not the best experience. And again, I'm telling you, every Porter experience I've had has been great. I had to wait way too long once, but whatever. This one was not, and I'm not calling them out because I couldn't recognize them if I wanted to, obviously, but also don't know their name. But I will say, not a great experience. The guy had been working in the Atlanta Porter system for 11 months. I overheard him say to somebody else, and not one where he treated you with any kind of respect or as a human. It's kind of sucked. In fact, I'd said I'm a meet and assist, I walk, holding the elbow. And he's, oh, you do that, okay. And then, as soon as I reached out for his elbow, he goes, well, you're going to sit in the wheelchair. And because I don't feel like doing that. I was like, okay. And I'm thinking, well, I can fight this, or it's a concourse over. I can suck up my pride, sit down, and just get to my plane. And so, that was a little dehumanizing a bit, especially when I was sitting down into the wheelchair and he started laughing. And what I realized was, and then he wasn't being quiet about it, he started laughing and what it was there was a woman sitting in a wheelchair. I can't really tell distance that well. If I had to guess, maybe 15 feet, 20 feet away, but I'm not good at that anymore. And she didn't have any legs. And I know that because he was laughing, saying, that woman don't have any legs. Ha, 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 ha. And I was like, oh, my God. Lord Jesus, please touch this man's heart and soul and change him, because that is horrible. And then it also, though, opened my eyes, no pun intended, to the way he was treating me. Obviously not the right job for that man. But as we were going, he, was literally running me into things and stuff like that. So that was the worst I've ever been treated by a porter, and I don't think that was a reflection on what they do and who the majority of them are. Most of them I've talked to are really, really enjoying helping people. This guy, just I hope Jesus helps his soul, because definitely not in the right job or needs to find a little love. So I won't go into all the details. There's obviously more of that, somewhat short time with him, but you can't let one person in life define life. So overall, really, really good trip, great people. Everybody I work with was awesome and trying to really understand, and didn't make me feel out of sorts or any kind of way on that. There was a big party that they have a celebration basically, that I had to bow out of, because with flashing lights and strobes and stuff, it just kills me. So I did, and nobody had anything really to say on that, which was good. So I got to say overall, good trip. Nothing too earth shattering there. I'll definitely throw a prayer up or two for that one porter, but all the other ones were fantastic, and excuse me, just really really good people. So based off of that, I will say really looking forward to here in literally just a couple of short weeks, getting the MyCam, my eye, I think it is, which is a little pen that reads stuff to you. That's going to be awesome. I've got an iPad coming in, and you go, an iPad? Well, yeah, it's so many uses for that. I mean, especially like at the conference that I was just at, the meeting, to be able to have blown up the screen and see it rather than trying to move my phone all around while it's blown up. And then a whole bunch of other uses for the visual impaired piece of it. Super looking forward to that. And there's a Braille labeler coming, I believe, on this visit, which is going to be nice and to help me with this learning the Braille piece. There's the Braille note, which will be a neat piece of technology that basically prints things into Braille from the computer in real time on little plastic things that pop up and go down. So that should be really, really cool. And then there's another piece of equipment where I can set papers on it, and it will flip all the contrast around, so it's much easier for me to see it. Make the letters yellow and the background black and stuff like that, and all kinds of different things that it will do. So really thoroughly looking forward to showcasing these technologies and just being brutally honest on the pros and cons of each one. So yeah, that's coming, and hoping and just really hoping and praying to keep a good attitude and keep things rolling and keep smiling and try and minimize the headaches where I can, and just trying to keep making a better life out of it. And what else can you do? So, at any rate, super blessed, super happy. I appreciate it, and hopefully this journal helps somebody else who's struggling. If y'all keep it real out there and keep smiling, it'll all be alrighty. All right. Peace out, Girl Scout.